Hello, my name is Anthony Vedral, and I'm a PhD student at Mississippi State University's Coastal Research and Extension Center in Biloxi, Mississippi. And today I'd like to discuss a project I'm working on to investigate the impacts of marine debris on marsh vegetation. So the study site will be privately owned marsh habitat in Moss Point, Mississippi, and the vegetation of focus will be black needle rush or Juncus rhamarianus. The goals of the study are the following. One, to determine how debris items affect vegetation growth during their presence. And then two, to assess the ability and timeline for resiliency of Juncus after the debris is removed. And that will allow us to make a comparison between resilience of plots that are left on their own to grow back versus plots that are manually replanted with new plants. The study design will consist of two debris types. One, wire mesh crab pots, which will act as a debris that results in patchy coverage and allows some light to pass through. And then two, opaque dense plastic sheets, which will represent debris that covers the entire plot and blocks almost all light. The layout of the experiment will feature plots for both debris types on the shoreline as well as higher in the marsh, along with a set of unmanipulated plots in both locations that will act as a control. Measurements will include live chute density, live chute height, sediment grain size, elevation, and then the spatial extent of impacts. They'll be recorded both while debris is present and after its removal. Finally, the design will feature a staggered start so that all plots which have been exposed to debris for variable durations of time have the debris removed at the same period of the growing season. After the debris is removed, half the plots will be left to grow back on their own, and half the plots will be replanted with fresh vegetation. They'll be monitored for 1 year after that to assess resilience. So at the conclusion of the study, the results will allow us to assess the impacts of the presence of marine debris on black needle rush, and this will allow us to prioritize the urgency of things like cleanups in the aftermath of hurricanes, and make removal decisions based upon debris coverage, duration of exposure, and overall environmental impacts. And then finally, the results will help determine future needs for restoration efforts after debris items are removed from locations. So that's a very quick description of the project, and thanks for watching.